I always think that's really weird. I'm your teacher. All right, here we go. Sharon. We are presenting. Good. All right, bell ringer for today. Just reviewing what we talked about yesterday. Cognitive approach. Cognitive approach. So describe it. There you go. Describe it. Today we're going to talk about the humanistic approach to psychology. How they try to challenge the behavioral approach a bit. Give you a little bit more time to work on this. We'll move on today. We need more time? Okay, so let's go over it. Describe the cognitive approach to psychology. What do we have here? What do we got? Who would like to share their response here? No takers, huh? No takers. Lily, go ahead.
Okay, so the cognitive approach states that our actions are a direct result of the way we process information in our environment. These cognitions include thoughts, expectations, perceptions, and memory.
Awesome. Good job. Good job. So cognitive approach, we're trying to make conceptions understanding with the stimulus around us, our environment. Okay. And we form emotions, right? Memories based off of these reactions, based off of this stimulus. Okay. So I gave the example yesterday with pizza. I love pizza. Okay. Whenever I walk into Prima's back when they had it, I always knew I was like, oh, this is somewhere I love it. Okay. I love it. I'm going to have a good meal here. It's always, cognitively developed in my mind that the smell, the aroma of the pizza, the sight of the place I was going, I'm going to have a good meal. Okay. That's kind of the cognitive memories and emotions that are just emerging when I walk into the store. Okay. Same thing with learning. Okay. When we're learning a new skill, okay, like throwing a football or something, TC, right? We can cognitively develop these types of skills and memory and reactions, okay, towards accomplishing this skill. And the more we practice it, obviously, we form more neural connections and we form more cognitions to learn this new type of skill that we're trying to practice and become familiar with. All right, does that make sense, guys? Okay, so cognitive approach, very similar to the behavioralist approach, but behavioralist approach, you're using reinforcement, right? You're using different types of maybe negative or positive reinforcement to push some organism or person or a different animal to perform a certain task or to learn to build connections with those types of reinforcements. Okay, cognitive approach, you're learning, you're understanding, you're building new concepts. Okay, to the environment around you, you're adapting, right? You're learning. Okay, is there any questions on the cognitive approach? You good with that? Bruce, are you good? All right. All right, so today just want to talk about humanistic psychology. Where are we at? Oh, since the slide's coming up on it, I will review this real quick. All right, we already talked about the psychodynamic theory, okay, the superego, the ego, and we talked about the ID. You guys remember discussing that with Freud? Are we all good with the iceberg theory? Okay, the iceberg method. Okay. So Freud, like I was mentioning before, he was always trying to build on this unconscious drive, the ID, pushing our everyday aspects, our personality traits, our characteristics. Okay. Again, this is just review, guys. This is just review. But his approach to psychology is that we are always trying to push our pleasure-seeking principle. Right? We're always trying to find pleasure in whatever we might do. Okay. If it's learning, if it's building relationships, we're always trying to satisfy our ID, okay, our unconscious drive. Okay, we might not show it or express it, but that's what our goal is in everyday life. All right. All right, the approach I want to talk about today. So this is all I really want to go over is the humanistic approach. The humanistic approach to psychology. You guys know it's kind of faded, but you know who that is back there in that picture? Tom Hanks played him in a movie that just, I guess it happened right before COVID. You know, Katie?
I knew the song.
Yep. What's the song? You want to sing it? You got it. You got it.
Oh, Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers. There you go. Mr. Rogers. Yep. So his humanistic approach, okay, it's not Mr. Rogers' humanistic approach, but the humanistic approach to psychology is that we are emphasizing human ability, growth, potential, and free will. Okay. That our processes, our cognitive learning is based more on how we're trying to grow and how we're trying to root our behavior from our interactions with people, the relationships that we build. Okay. Okay, so with the behavioral approach, there's always reinforcement. There's always some sort of principle that's pushing us. Okay, either it's positive or negative in behavioral approach. Either with the rats and the mice getting shocked, or if they're getting fed. There's something that's always pushing these rats and mice to do certain things. Okay, maybe with people, right? How we interact with our guardians or our parents. We're always trying to please them, right? We're always trying to make sure that we're always good children, right? Good kids. Okay, it's with my dad. I always wanted to make sure that I impressed him. That was just my goal. With everything I did, whether it's school or football or wrestling, I always try to make sure that I achieve something that he would be proud of. And some people are like, oh, it shouldn't be the way you do it. Okay, that shouldn't be the reason why you do certain things. But for me, that's always what I was trying to do, trying to press someone. And that's a form of like positive reinforcement for me. Okay. But with the humanistic approach, all right, we are using our free will and our mental stability to try to find the self-actualization. All right, so make sure you remember self-actualization. I'll write it up on the board here for you guys. Okay, so we're going to talk about Abraham Maslow. You guys remember seeing that on the quiz? I'm sure you did. You're like, oh, we didn't talk about this guy yet, but it's on the quiz. Well, that was one of your vocab terms. But Abraham Maslow was famous for his pyramid, okay, his idea of how people are going to reach self-actualization, okay? And I'm going to draw that up for you right now. 3 C's of the square deal. You guys remember that? Huh, Katie? No, that was American history last year. I guess not.
No.
All right. So Maslow's hierarchy. Here you go. It's all labeled Maslow's hierarchy up here. So the goal of everybody's life here is to try to find self-actualization, where you can accept the point where you achieved everything you set out to do. All right. Your goals for the day. That when you go home at night, you can rest positive that, you know what, I achieved what I wanted to do today. That this was something that made me, feel comfortable with what I planned to do. All right. But the first step of trying to feel comfortable and trying to feel this self-actualization is physiological needs. I think we all can agree that if we don't have these needs, I don't know how we're even going to operate. So physiological needs. What do you think falls under that? In order to live, what do you need? What do you think, TC? What do you need in order to live? This is the first step of this hierarchy of needs. What do you need to live? Basic things. Food, right? Yeah, water. Okay, good. So I'll just write off the sides, guys. Food. Water. You need shelter. I guess you could say even air, oxygen, right? Because you need to breathe. So physiological needs. I guess you could say rest as well, right? So sleep. You need these physiological needs in order to live, right? So that's the first step of Maslow's hierarchy. If you're achieving gaining your food, your water in order to live, you need to breathe. Obviously, you need shelter. You need warmth. Okay, you can move up the ladder. Okay, you can move up that pyramid to the next phase. The next phase. What do you think we got here? So safety needs, right? We need to feel comfortable. So safety needs. Safety. All right, so with safety, you need security, right? It's pretty self-explanatory, this step here. You need safety. You need security. At night, all the time, my girlfriend's always locking the doors, making sure everything's locked up, the window's not cracked open a bit. So it's just funny how she goes through this routine before we go to bed. I'm like, no one's going to break it. Nothing's going to happen. You'll be fine. But with safety needs, you need the basic safety needs, your security, your safety, to feel comfortable, to move up to the next step. All right, you guys see how this is like a ladder. You're building up, okay? And with that, these are the basic needs. Okay, basic needs. I'll put these branches off to the side then here on the left side for you guys to understand that a little bit more. All right, so once we have these basic needs accomplished, we can move up the ladder even more. All right? So this next step is love and belonging. Love and belonging. So with that, we have our relationships, right? TC and Michaela. Ooh, I'm just kidding. Relationships, right? Friendships. Okay. Friends. So once we have our basic needs, we need to build relationships with people. This could be a family member. This could be your relative. Obviously, your parents. Okay. Your siblings. And we can branch even more with friends. Okay. How we're building relationships with our friends. And eventually, maybe a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Right, Alex? Yeah. Okay. So relationships, love and belonging. Okay. Next up, esteem. The self-esteem. I'll just put esteem here. So esteem. So this feeling that you accomplished something. Okay. This feeling that you accomplished something. So I'll just put accomplishment. So this might be with anything. Okay, with your esteem. So this could be maybe getting an A in the class. All right. Maybe this is getting good grades. Maybe this is something that you're playing a video game. I don't know. And you just got a victory royale in Fortnite, right, Rooster? Yeah. So you're jumping up and down, and this is something that you love. This is great. Okay, maybe it is scoring a touchdown. Maybe it's doing something good in practice. Whatever it might be. Whatever it might be. All right. So this would be like physiological needs. Okay. Or sorry, psychological needs. Psychological. Your psychological needs. This might even be with religion, okay? Maybe it's getting closer to God, okay? Maybe it's something that you are trying to form bonds with at a spiritual level, okay? This is something that makes you feel comfortable knowing that you're doing what you need to do in your everyday life. Does that make sense, guys? So your psychological needs. So obviously the first thing, we need to live, basic needs, okay? We need to, we need food, we need water, we need shelter, okay? We need safety. And then when we jump up a little bit more, we are building relationships. Okay, we need these psychological needs that we feel wanted, that we feel present in someone's life. Okay, and then building off of that, we have like esteem. What makes us feel good? Maybe it's our hobbies, sports. Okay, maybe it's something that we like to do in our free time, fishing, hunting, hiking, whatever it might be, whatever you like. And that kind of falls under too, like your religion, your spiritual needs. Okay. Last one. Self-actualization. Self-actualization. So this is like reaching your full potential. Reaching your full potential. This falls under your self-fulfillment. Okay? Self-fulfillment. I think spell that right. Yeah. There we go. So your self-fulfillment. So with the self-actualization phase, this is a part of your life where you go through your daily objectives. Okay, this is where you accomplished everything you set out to desire for the day. Maybe it was acing a test. Maybe it was something that you wanted to accomplish at practice. Right? Maybe this is something like chores that you needed to complete. All right. Maybe this is just I don't know, going to school and getting your classes done or your job. Okay, maybe it was just completing everything at work. When you go home at night, you can relax on the couch. You can flip on the TV or play Fortnite and realize I did everything I wanted to set out to do today. Okay, this is me feeling my self-fulfillment needs, fulfilling them. Okay, this is me just relaxing and understanding that I accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish today. Okay, And that's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, I know there's a lot there, but if you break it down with this pyramid, it explains it pretty well. All right, so again, the first thing we need to start off with are basic needs. Okay, food and water, and we feel safe and secure. Then we jump up to our psychological needs, where we feel love and belonging, relationship building. Okay, maybe it's esteem with religion or different types of hobbies that we do. And self-fulfillment or self-actualization. And where we look back at our day and just say, you know what, we accomplished everything we tried to, or we try to accomplish everything, all our objectives for the day. We've met our full potential. Okay, maybe it's after a long season and you win your district title. Okay, or you go to states in wrestling and you place at states or you win states. You look back at it and you see the medal on the wall. It's like, you know what, we did everything we wanted to accomplish. All right, this was a good season. All right, this was a good day, seeing the A+ on the paper. All right, does that make sense, guys? We good with that? All right, again, that's Maslow's hierarchy. It falls under humanistic psychology. All right, so we need to go through this hierarchy in order to accomplish our daily needs to meet self-actualization. Okay, again, this approach is a little bit different than the behavioral approach because with the behavioral approach, this is reinforcements. Okay, this might be punishments, negative and positive reinforcements that push us through our daily life. But with the humanistic idea, it's like, you know what? Now this is just how we base our objectives off of standards that we set in our mind. Okay, these are objectives that we try to set out to accomplish in our everyday life. Okay, that's what Maslow is trying to express with this idea in this humanistic psychology. Okay, does that make sense, guys? You're growing over your life. Okay, it's almost like a developmental stage as well. Okay, all right, that's all I got for today. The next slide we already went over with the behavioral view. Okay, B.F. Skinner. All right, we already talked about the behaviorist approach. All right, tomorrow we'll talk about the socioculture perspective, and we're coming close to the end of the chapter. Coming close. So I'll keep you posted here when this exam might be. Probably next week, all right? I won't try to jam it in at the end of the week, I promise. All right, is there any questions on that, guys? We good? All right, I have a video for you, but what time does this end? 10:11. Well, we have some time. I'll play it for you. For those of you at home, I'll post the video on the daily topic so you can view it there. Okay, just because copyright, I'll get in trouble. I won't post my video for today's lesson. Okay.